Look, I need to tell you about Marcus. Guy makes $75,000 a year. Good job. Responsible. Never missed a credit card payment in his life. He's got 3 cards with combined balance of $8,000. Every month, he pays a minimum on all 3, $160 total. He's been doing this for 2 years. 2 years. You know how much his balance has gone down? $300. $300 out of 8,000. He looked at his statements last week and had a complete meltdown because he finally did the math. At this rate, it's going to take him 23 years to pay off these cards. 23 years. And he'll pay over $17,000 in interest alone. The worst part? He thought he was being smart by staying current. But staying current isn't the same as getting free. So here's the lie we've all been sold. Paying your minimum on time means you're managing your debt responsibly. No, it doesn't. It means you're a perfect customer for the credit card industry. You're not defaulting, so they don't have to write off your debt, and you're not paying in full, so they get to collect interest from you month after month after month. You are exactly where they want you. My name is John, and I spend way too much time thinking about how paying the minimum balance on a credit card turns a small debt into a years-long financial trap due to compounding interest. If you are someone who has a credit card balance sitting around $2,000 to $5,000, and every month you make the minimum payment on time so you never get a late fee or a warning, and you think you're handling it fine, but months go by and the balance barely moves. Sometimes it even feels like it's going up, and you don't understand why. And you don't know how long it will actually take to pay off. And the frustration is quiet but constant because you're doing what you think is right, but nothing changes. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. According to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's latest data from 2025, American consumers are now carrying over $1 trillion in credit card debt. That's trillion with a T. The average household with credit card debt owes around $6,400, and the average APR has climbed to nearly 23%. 23%. That's higher than it's been in over a decade. And inflation isn't helping. People are using credit cards just to cover basic expenses like groceries and gas, then paying the minimum because that's all they can afford. If this is hitting home for you right now, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop a like on this video. I'm breaking down exactly how to escape this trap, and you're not going to want to miss what's coming next. Here's mistake number 1. Thinking that making the minimum payment means you're making progress. You're not. Most of that minimum payment is going straight to interest. If you got a $5,000 balance at 22% APR and you're paying the minimum, let's say around $100 a month, only about $9 of that first payment actually goes toward your principal. $9. The rest? Interest. You're basically renting your own money. Mistake number 2. Believing that your credit score reflects your financial health. Sure, paying on time keeps your score up, but your credit score doesn't tell you that you're hemorrhaging money on interest. It doesn't tell you that you're stuck in a loop. It just tells lenders that you're reliable enough to keep paying them forever. Mistake number 3. Not realizing that credit card companies actively design minimum payments to maximize their profit. They're not trying to help you get out of debt. They're trying to keep you in it as long as possible without you defaulting. The math is rigged. The system is rigged. And unless you understand how it works, you're going to stay trapped. Here's what nobody tells you. If you only pay the minimum, you're essentially agreeing to a payment plan that benefits the bank, not you. You think you're being responsible. They know you're being profitable. Okay, so why do intelligent, hardworking people fall into this trap? It's not about being bad with money. It's about how our brains are wired and how credit card companies exploit that wiring. First up, mental accounting. We treat money differently depending on where it comes from or what it's for. That bonus you got at work, that feels like extra money, so you spend it on something fun. But that credit card payment, that feels like a mandatory bill, like rent or utilities. So you pay the minimum because it satisfies the mental checkbox of bill paid, and you move on. You don't think about the fact that you're choosing to pay 22% interest on money you've already spent. Then there's hyperbolic discounting. Basically, we value immediate rewards way more than future benefits. Paying an extra $100 toward your credit card today feels painful. It's money you can't spend on dinner, on a concert, on that thing you've been eyeing online. But saving yourself thousands of dollars in interest 5 years from now, that's abstract. That's future use problem. So you pay the minimum. Keep your cash flow comfortable today, and future you get stuck with the bill. Here's where it gets really insidious. The sunk cost fallacy in reverse. You've been carrying this balance for months, maybe years. You've already paid so much in interest. At some point, your brain just accepts it as normal. It becomes background noise. You stop fighting it. You stop even thinking about it. It's just another monthly expense. And that's exactly what the credit card companies are counting on. And let's talk about something uncomfortable, identity and shame. In 2026, we're living in a culture of curated highlight reels. Everyone's posting their vacations, their new cars, their perfect lives. Admitting you're stuck in credit card debt feels like admitting failure. So you don't talk about it. You don't ask for help. You just keep paying the minimum and pretending everything's fine. Meanwhile, the interest compounds silently in the background. There's also optimism bias. You tell yourself, I'll pay it off soon. I'm getting a raise next year. I'll get a tax refund. Something will come up. And maybe something does. But then something else comes up too. Car repair, medical bill, holiday spending. And the balance stays right where it is. Or worse, it grows. Here's the thing. Credit card companies have spent billions of dollars studying human behavior. They know you're more likely to pay a small, manageable amount every month than to make a painful lump sum payment. They know you'll prioritize short-term comfort over long-term freedom. They built an entire business model around these psychological tendencies. And it works brilliantly. All right, let's get into the numbers. And I'm warning you, this is going to make you angry, but you need to see it. Example 1, the $5,000 balance. Let's say you've got a $5,000 balance on a credit card with a 22% APR. Your minimum payment is 2% of the balance, or $25, whichever is higher. So your first payment is around $100. If you only pay the minimum every single month, time to pay off 18 years and 9 months. Total interest paid, $6,912. Total amount paid, $11,912. You borrowed $5,000. You're paying back almost $12,000. That's nearly 2.5 times what you originally spent. 18 years. Think about where you were 18 years ago. Think about everything that's happened in your life since then. That's how long you'd be chained to this debt. Example 2, Marcus's 3-card nightmare. Marcus has 3 cards. Card 1, $3,000 at 21% APR. Card 2, $3,000 at 23%. Card 3, $2,000 at 24%. He's paying the minimum on all 3, about $160 total per month. Here's what happens if he keeps this up. Card 1, 19 years to pay off, $5,200 in interest. Card 2, 20 years to pay off, $6,100 in interest. Card 3, 17 years to pay off, $3,800 in interest. Total time, about 20 years. Total interest, over $15,000. He's paying almost double what he borrowed. And this assumes he never adds another dollar to any of these cards, which, let's be real, is unlikely. Example 3. What happens if you attack it? Now, let's say Marcus decides enough is enough. He finds an extra $150 a month. Maybe he picks up a side gig, cuts some subscriptions, meal preps instead of eating out. He adds that $150 to his minimum payment. So now he's paying $310 a month total. And he uses the debt avalanche method, paying off the highest interest card first. Here's the new math. Time to pay off all 3 cards. 3 years and 2 months. Total interest paid, $2,800. He saves over $12,000 in interest and gets out of debt 17 years earlier. 17 years of his life back for an extra $150 a month. Example 4. The terrifying compound effect. Here's something most people don't realize. Let's say you've got that $5,000 balance and you're paying the minimum. But you also keep using the card for small purchases. Nothing crazy. Just $50 a month. Groceries, gas, whatever. You're adding $600 a year. Your minimum payments barely keep up with the interest. Your balance never goes down. In fact, after 5 years of making payments, your balance might actually be higher than when you started. You've paid thousands of dollars. You've gotten nowhere, and you're more in debt than ever. This is the nightmare scenario, and it's happening to millions of Americans right now. Okay, enough doom and gloom. Let's talk about what you actually do. Here are 5 steps you can take right now, and I mean this week, to start breaking out of the minimum payment prison. Step 1. Face the numbers head on. Get every credit card statement. Write down every balance, every APR, every minimum payment. Then go to a credit card calculator online. There are dozens of free ones, and plug in your numbers. See exactly how long it's going to take you to pay off each card if you only pay the minimum. See how much you're going to pay in total. Don't guess. Don't estimate. No, this step sucks. It's uncomfortable. It might even be scary. But you can't fix a problem you won't look at. Step 2, find your TAC money. You need extra money to throw at this debt. And I know what you're thinking. John, I don't have extra money. I'm already stretched thin. I hear you, but here's what I want you to do. Track every single dollar you spend for 1 week. Every coffee, every app subscription, every impulse buy. I guarantee you'll find $50 to $100 a month that's leaking out of your budget on things you don't even notice. Cancel the streaming service you haven't used in months. Make coffee at home 3 days a week. Sell stuff you don't use on Facebook Marketplace. That's your TAC money. Step 3. Choose your strategy and stick to it. You've got 2 main options. Debt Avalanche. Pay minimums on everything except the car with the highest interest rate. Throw all your TAC money at that one until it's gone, then move to the next highest rate. This saves you the most money mathematically. Debt Snowball. Pay minimums on everything except the card with the smallest balance. Kill that one first, then move to the next smallest. This gives you psychological wins faster. Either method works. Pick one. Don't switch halfway through. Step 4. Negotiate your interest rates. Call your credit card companies. Yes, actually call them. Say something like this. Hi, I've been a customer for X years. I've always paid on time. I'd like to request a lower interest rate on my account. Sometimes they'll say yes on the spot. Sometimes they'll say no. Sometimes they'll offer you a temporary reduction or a balance transfer option. It takes 10 minutes and costs you nothing. Even if you get your rate dropped from 22% to 19%, that's real money saved. Step 5. Stop the bleeding. This is the hardest one, but it's non-negotiable. Stop using the cards you're trying to pay off. Cut them up. Freeze them. Delete them from your online shopping accounts. Whatever it takes. Because if you're adding to the balance while trying to pay it down, you're just spinning your wheels. It's like trying to bail out a boat while someone's still drilling holes in the bottom. You need to stop the damage before you can fix it. And look, I know some of you are thinking, but what if there's an emergency? Fair question. That's why step 2.5 is build a tiny emergency buffer, even if it's just $250 in a separate savings account. That way you're not reaching for the credit card every time your car needs an oil change. You might think this is impossible. You might think you don't have the willpower or the extra cash or the time. But here's the truth. Every month you wait, you're paying more interest. Every month you stay in the minimum payment trap, you're giving away money you could be investing, saving, or using to actually build wealth. The best time to start was 2 years ago. The second best time is right now. Now here's what credit card companies will never tell you. Even after you pay off your cards, there's another trap waiting. One that feels safe. One that feels like the responsible thing to do. But it might be costing you even more than your credit card debt ever did. Drop a comment right now and tell me, what's one money mistake you're fixing this month? I read every comment, and I want to hear where you're starting.